Two games on tonight, one at 4 p.m. for those of us that are on the West Coast, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. One at 7 p.m. on the West Coast, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. And for those of you in Europe, middle of the night or later in the middle of the night. Pittsburgh's in Washington, and here we are again. Game one. Hope springs eternal if you're a Washington Capitals fan, or does it? And this is really a strange setup, isn't it? You got one set of teams that have faced each other 10 times in the playoffs. One team's won 9 times, the other team's won once. You've got another team that's never met in the playoffs. And yet both of these feel like they're going to be pretty darn solid series. The big news with Pittsburgh is Malkin and Hagelin are out. Without Malkin and Hagelin, Washington has to jump on them and win this game. And remember, Philly jumped on them, couldn't win the game. Halfway through the game, we're all talking about, wow, Pittsburgh without Malkin looks like a completely different team. And then by the end of the game, we're like, yeah, no, they don't. No, they're fine. They're fine. Washington needs to be able to jump on them and play better defense than what Philly was able to put out there. And that should happen. Matt Murray, 2.20 goals against, 911 save percentage in the first round. Against Holtby, 1.92 goals against, averaging 932 save percentage in the first round. Gensel led the way for the Penguins, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points, which is tied with Crosby. So in one period, Gensel gets himself up there with Crosby. Letang, 1 goal, 6 assists for him in the first round. On the Washington side of things, Karlsson with a goal and 8 assists. Ovechkin with 5 goals, 3 assists. Kuznetsov with 4 goals, 4 assists. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the big guns firing for Washington. So if Ovechkin can score, I'd say if he can score 5 goals again in this series, maybe they can overcome that demon that they've had for 30-plus years. Way precedes Ovechkin. When I see all the comments about Ovechkin with the Capitals, I keep thinking, yeah, but the Capitals have had this problem for a very, very, very long time. This isn't just Ovechkin came in and now they suck against the Penguins. This has been a long-time, long-term issue. I don't really have a whole lot else to add to this. I talked about it in the series preview. It is a huge rivalry. These teams don't like each other. We all remember the Niskanen shot on Crosby last year, and other various plays that took place during that series. I don't anticipate this one being much more gentlemanly, and I think the animosity will be there right from the drop of the puck. San Jose in Vegas, the battle of the immovable force and the irresistible object, or the irresistible force and immovable object. Why do I keep mixing those up? You can choose which one's which. Couture leads the way in scoring for San Jose with 2 goals and 3 assists. Pavelski has a goal and 4 assists. And there's a 3-way tie with 3 goals and an assist between Sorensen, Kane, and Hertl. They don't have Thornton still, but the fact that we keep talking about it means at some point during this series he may very well jump in, if there's room for him. Think about it. San Jose, if they win tonight and Thornton's good to go for Game 2, is it that unforeseeable that the San Jose Sharks would tell Thornton, we're glad you're healthy, but we've won 5 games in a row. We're going to leave you a healthy scratch until we find a place for you. That's crazy, but with the way that their lineup is right now, I don't know where Thornton goes. On the Vegas side of things, Riley Smith's their leading scorer with 3 assists, and then Tuck, Karlsson, Theodore, and Neal all have a goal and an assist each. This is going to be very close. Now, Vegas beat San Jose 3 out of 4 times they played this year, and one of those wins was via shootout. 2 out of 4 games went to overtime. So I am anticipating some overtime tonight. If you're on the East Coast, this game could go late. This game could be scoreless into 5 overtimes every single game. That they play such solid defense, and their goaltending, both teams have goaltending that is so darn good. If San Jose sometimes emerges from this Vegas series, does Martin Jones then start getting into the conversation as one of the better goalies in the NHL? Because to me, he's been there the whole way through, but I haven't been talking about him enough. Other people haven't been talking about him. His stats are always just above average, so he just kind of skates through. He doesn't go through these long, prolonged slumps or these really long, huge winning streaks where he's got shutout after shutout after shutout. It's going to be fun to watch. Interesting note, 977, 970, 932, and 911, meaning Matt Murray has the lowest save percentage of all 4 goalies going into tonight's games, but all 4 goalies look solid, and I don't know that in a playoff series I would favor Holtby over Murray because of the jerseys they wear. I look at that 1.92 and 932 of Holtby's and see him going into Pittsburgh, and I think, well, we'll see how this goes, because Pittsburgh knows Holtby. Pittsburgh knows the Capitals. They've beaten him 2 years in a row in the second round. Both times they won a Stanley Cup. And here we are again. So there you go. You're all set up for tonight's games. There's not really a whole lot else. I'm not going to fill you up with stats because I did that in the series preview. Games 2 through however many these series go, I can do that. But there's 2 games today. There's 1 game tomorrow. And then I believe there's 3 on Saturday. I haven't got into the schedule yet. And I don't really have time to do a scheduling video like I did before round 1 because we didn't have the warning for round 2 that we did for round 1. And we're already in round 2. So I'll do my best to update you guys on the times and who's going to be playing who when. But at this stage of the game, if your team is one of the 8 that are left playing, you know when they're playing. You're well aware. You don't need me to tell you because you've got that schedule probably committed to your memory. But there you go. There's tonight's games. Let me know who you think wins. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And if anybody's asking, well, Shannon, who are you cheering for? Well, clearly Vegas and Washington, because San Jose was in the final 2 years ago, and Pittsburgh's won back-to-back Stanley Cups. Which means if you're a betting man, take San Jose and Pittsburgh. It's just the way things normally work out. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.